Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're unpacking something genuinely fascinating, what it actually takes to build a sustainable, global vending machine enterprise from the ground up. If you've ever walked past a vending machine and just kind of wondered about the mechanics, the profit margins, or the management behind the glass, well, let's dive right into our source material and figure it all out together. So let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Is vending really this effortless passive income stream? I mean, we've all seen the viral internet myths, right? The videos claiming you literally just plug a machine into a wall, fill it with some snacks, and it just prints money while you sleep on a beach. Well, as we dig into the facts today, we are going completely bust that myth. Building a successful vending enterprise requires some serious business acumen, a ton of upfront planning, and active management. It's a fantastic business for sure, but effortless? Yeah, not quite. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to start with a business plan, look at maximizing profit through location, figure out how to actually acquire your equipment, crunch the financials, and finally, we'll dive into managing long-term operations. All right, let's jump straight into part one, the vending business plan. Listen, you should absolutely never buy a machine before you have a strategy nailed down. Our source material hits the nail on the head with this quote. The idea that this is a business that manages itself is not entirely correct. Consider that passive income illusion officially shattered. Think of it like this. You are essentially running a decentralized retail network. Every single machine is its own micro storefront. And just like any regular store, it needs deliberate management and a rock-solid foundation. So a proper 3 to 5 year plan? Yeah, it's not just a quick sketch on a napkin. You need the whole shebang. You have to define your market and actually analyze your competitors. Like, are there already 5 identical machines in the building you're targeting? You need strict financial projections. You need to know exactly what you're selling. Are we talking tech gadgets, hot meals, or just your standard potato chips? And absolutely crucial, you need ironclad agreements with your suppliers. Putting in the work across these pillars right now is exactly what prevents a catastrophic failure down the line. Moving right along to step 2, maximizing profit through location. Location, 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 right? Understanding consumer behavior is huge here, and it basically splits into 2 totally different categories. First, you've got captive audiences. Think hospitals, corporate offices, university dorms. These spots offer incredibly stable recurring clientele. These people are there every single day, and they actually rely on you. On the flip side, you have high transit hubs, your train stations, malls, and airports. The foot traffic here is just massive, but the buys are almost entirely impulsive or driven by weird emergencies. Like desperately needing a phone charger or a quick bottle of water before boarding a flight. Whatever you stock in that machine has to perfectly match which of these 2 environments you're in. To really picture this, let's look at why hospitals are universally considered one of the absolute best, most profitable locations for vending. It's because they have a totally captive, round-the-clock audience. Think about it. You have night shift nurses, doctors on call, and stressed families waiting around at 3 a.m. When the main hospital cafeteria shuts down for the night, they are desperate for a hot coffee or a quick bite. That unique combination of 24/7 staffing and 0 alternative food options, it creates a critical, highly profitable demand for your machine. Okay, on to part 3, acquiring your equipment. So you've got your plan, you've scouted your dream location, and now you hit your first real financial crossroads. Do you buy new or do you buy used? Well, buying new obviously gets you the shiny latest tech, smart telemetry so you can track sales right from your phone, and most importantly, warranties. But you pay a steep premium for all that. Buying used gets you into the game much faster and way cheaper, but it's a trade-off. You might be stuck with older tech that doesn't take Apple Pay, and if something breaks, there's no warranty to save you. That repair is coming straight out of your pocket. 50%. That is a massive number. That is exactly how much upfront capital you can save by going with used equipment instead of new. If you're a startup working with pretty tight liquid capital, keeping that 50% could literally be the difference between launching with 1 machine or launching with 2. But like we just said, you are trading those capital savings for potential maintenance headaches down the road. Then there's the how do I pay for this side of things. Direct ownership means you own the whole process. Total control over what you sell, and you keep all the profit margins. But you eat all those heavy upfront costs. Alternatively, leasing or franchising gives you a much lower barrier to entry. Leasing usually bundles the machine itself, the maintenance, and sometimes even the product refills for just a flat monthly fee. According to global market data, that's usually around 120 to 250 euros a month. It definitely lowers your immediate risk. But make no mistake, that monthly fee is going to squeeze your long-term profit margins on every single candy bar you sell. Which brings us nicely to section 4,
understanding the financials.
All right, let's talk hard numbers because at the end of the day, the math has to work. The average entry cost to just get a single machine up and running can range anywhere from 5,000 to over 15,000 euros. Now, why such a crazy range? Well, a standard, old-school cold drink and snack machine sits right on the lower end of that scale. But the second you start looking at advanced, smart machines like the ones that cook and serve fresh hot meals or dispense high-end electronics, you rapidly blow past that 15,000 mark. You have to perfectly align your budget with whatever product your specific location actually demands. Now, as a business owner, you absolutely have to separate your CapEx from your OpEx. CapEx, or capital expenditures, is just what it costs to launch. Buying the machine, paying an electrician to wire a dedicated plug, and buying your very first batch of inventory. But OpEx, operating expenses, is what it takes to survive long term. These are your recurring, unavoidable costs: restocking, maintenance, insurance, and electricity. I mean, just the power bill alone for an older, less efficient machine can run you 30 to 60 euros a month. If you aren't obsessively tracking your OpEx, your profit margins will literally vanish into thin air. So, what's the actual target here? Based on the global data, your break-even point for a standard machine is usually somewhere between 700 and 1,200 euros in monthly revenue. The only way you're going to hit this break-even target faster and eventually cross over into making pure profit is by ruthlessly keeping those operational expenses as low as possible and making absolutely sure your machine is sitting in a prime high-traffic location. And finally, Section 5, Managing Long-Term Operations. Because getting the machine plugged into the wall, that's literally just day one. We have to talk about the stark realities of actually running this day to day. You are going to face theft and vandalism, especially if you place machines outside in unmonitored spots, which is exactly why having good insurance is non-negotiable. You're going to deal with random machine breakdowns that completely pause your income the second they happen. You're going to face product loss from items that expire quickly, like fresh sandwiches. If nobody buys them, you just eat that cost. And lastly, remember you are working with incredibly narrow margins. You're making cents on a bag of chips, not dollars. Volume is literally everything.
So how do we actually handle all those risks without losing our minds? You set up a continuous optimization loop. Make it a habit. Step 1, monitor your sales remotely using smart telemetry. You should know what's selling out and what's collecting dust just by glancing at your phone. Step 2, constantly adjust your inventory. If the tuna sandwiches aren't moving, pull them and swap in energy bars immediately before they expire. Step 3, as your business grows, you have to continually renegotiate volume discounts with your suppliers. This active, ongoing loop is the secret to optimizing those super tight margins.
Real quick, before we wrap up, we need to look at where all this is heading. The classic coil and drop snack machine, it's kind of becoming a thing of the past. The whole industry is seeing this massive shift towards smart micro markets and automated, high-quality, hot food distribution. In a lot of modern corporate offices, these high-tech, completely contactless, 24/7 vending setups are fully replacing the traditional company cafeteria. It is a massive opportunity for the entrepreneurs who get in early with the right technology. Which brings us to the million-dollar question to leave you with today. Are you ready to actually do the operational math and build your own vending empire? Look, I know we completely shattered the passive income myth today, but we replaced it with a real actionable strategy. It takes capital, it takes obsessive location scouting, and it takes continuous optimization. But the global demand for automated convenience, it is only going up. I really hope this explainer gave you the clear visual blueprint you need to understand this incredibly fascinating industry. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and as always, keep learning.